Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna get barked at. Okay. Let's give him his treat. We gotta do it. Looks like I think I saw one person read the description. Someone put cheese in the chat. I was like, you know what? Put in your favorite food if you actually read the description. And looks like one did. Buffalo Public Schools, yes, the report is out. I've been getting cliff notes and updates from the Fat Electrician all day. I have been busy as all hell today. I jumped up, got out of bed, got dressed. You look kind of dark. Okay. Well, I also got more sun. Oh, okay. Maybe I didn't touch my lighting. It's all the same. I don't know.
You just need to lean forward.
Maybe I need to lean forward. Oh, I just inhaled a mustache hair. What is up, everyone? Whiskey steak. Nice. Rusty dagger. It still sounds very disgusting. Steak. Good choice. Can't hear you. What do you mean you can't hear me? Everyone? Steak and lobster, always a good one. Pizza, good one. Am I still juicy? I don't know how to feel about that question. Am I? Turkish Delights. Never had those. I saw them on, what is that? The fucking the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, the Narnia. I saw him and he's like, Turkish Delight, and that looked delicious. I've never had it before. Ribs. Ooh. All right. I'm going to tell you something. This is my recipe for ribs. I got it off of the internet, kind of modified it a little bit. It'll change your life, okay? You're going to need a couple of things. Your favorite dry rub, a crock pot. Stay with me. Just trust me, okay? An oven or a grill. Both of those work. And then you're going to need, personally, if you guys have a Rudy's near you, Rudy's has like this spicy barbecue sauce. It's delicious. Throw the ribs, like dry rub the ribs. Make sure you remove the membrane on the back, right? Dry rub the ribs. Split them into sections of 4. Put them in the crock pot. No water, no nothing, no anything. Put it on low for 8 hours. 8 hours, okay? And then use multiple pairs of tongs because they're already going to be falling apart at this time. Put them on either a cookie sheet or on the grill. Just a high heat for a couple of minutes, like 5 minutes. Hit with barbecue sauce, done.
Hello HLC, how have you been?
Wither! I haven't seen you in a minute, man. Looks like my friendly neighborhood, I don't know, whoever's watching me in whatever 3-letter agency must have been busy doing other things. Welcome. Dry rub, crock pot, oven, or grill. Yeah, I crock pot ribs, man. Oh, and when you pull them off of that oven or grill or anything like that, and they got that nice crispiness to the outside of them, and you hit them with that barbecue sauce, you can literally just take the bones. I do pork ribs. You can just take a bone, twist it, pull it right out. They're going to fall off the bone. It is top tier. Tiramisu is my wife's favorite dessert. She loves tiramisu. I am torn. I love pumpkin pie. Oh, I'm a whore for pumpkin pie. I love me some pumpkin pie. Close second to that, kind of almost parallel depending on my mood, tres leches. The 3 milks cake. Homemade jalapeno poppers. Those are a good one. Let me see. Personally, 120 millimeter depleted uranium rods. What are you eating? Yo, HSC, how do you feel about U.S. fighter jets scrambled to intercept at least 5 Russian warplanes in Alaska? It happens pretty regularly. So not really kind of surprised by it. Will the kid get an intercept? I don't know. I mean, I would love to see that happen, but Kalbi short ribs, those are really good. I do like those as well. Flap steak. I've never even heard of flap steak. Fried chicken sandwich. Fried chicken is always a good one. Because, like, if it's not good enough, add more hot sauce. Like, fried chicken is always a win if you just throw some more hot sauce on it. Doesn't matter how bland of a batter it is. As long as it's cooked all the way through, hit it with some hot sauce. That's all you got to do. I know you're busy, but will we get a Hawk character? Also, a while ago, you said you'll do a Tisms video on the Rim 8 Talos. Yes. So Hawk, there's only a handful of countries that still even use Hawk. Ukraine being one of them. So I probably could introduce that character. And the Rimmate Talos, I haven't had any time to do any of my like classroom videos or anything else. I did see a video on the internet the other day that has triggered me to the point that I'm going to do a breakdown of it. But maybe the Rimmate after that. If you do me a solid, reach out to one of my fucking mods and they'll ping it to me, because I usually just go through my mods various chats and like look for shit when I'm actually have time to create. Oh man. Tiramisu forever. Blooming Burger. I've never had the Bloomin' Burger at Outback. I have had the Bloomin' Onion. It's delicious. God, man, chat's still going. Smoked brisket. So, look, the common saying is that if you're a middle-aged white man, you go one of two ways. You either learn to smoke meat or you learn a lot about World War II. And I've learned a shit ton about World War II, but I love a good smoked brisket. So I was told there's a way of cheating at it. I got it. Some of you like fundamentalists are going to be against it. One of them pellet grills with the Bluetooth in it where I can just like adjust temperatures and stuff like that. I think that's the easiest way for me to go about this. So I'm considering in the future purchasing a pellet grill that can also do smoking. I've heard good things about it, and mainly I'm just out for the simplicity of it. Bush Light. A man of class. I see that right there. Bacon wrapped scallops. I've never had a bacon wrapped scallop. I've bacon wrapped a lot of shit, but I've never done scallops. Did Japanese tanks serve their purpose well during World War II? When we consider their class, cost, size, and terrain, do Imperial Japanese tanks deserve the hate that they get? That's actually a wonderful question, because they weren't produced in such large numbers as, say, American, German, or Russian tanks, right? But also the terrain that they were in was not very tank friendly. Island hopping with tanks is incredibly difficult. Now, Japanese tanks at that point in time were woefully unreliable and made in very small numbers and didn't really contribute a whole lot to the fighting in general. But had they been mass-produced, that's a wonderful question. I don't know. I feel like, yes, they deserve the hate. Is that Rabitual Lime Flosser? What? What? Depends on how many F-22 intercepts are not classified. I would love for them to just give him one. Hope the kid will get an intercept one day. You and me both. Grandpa Buff for president and the kid is VP.
Listen, I don't think the kid has the stones or the level head that you need to be able to work in world politics.
Crockpot ribs, next project after the crockpot pork belly. Yeah, I'm telling you, crockpot ribs, you're going to try it and be like, these are so easy to make. That's the thing. I like simplicity with good food.
I'd intercept me.
Greetings, I hope you are feeling well.
Kristen Kennedy, I'm feeling better. My tennis elbow is improving. It's not 100% yet. Actually, I probably should have my little fucking band sleeve thing on right now. But, yeah. How do I feel about the largest U.S. air movement to Europe? So I saw that. I'm not... Okay. How do I word this? It's not unheard of for the U.S. to move large amounts of aircraft all over the planet. Rotational units. I mean, you need like at least 3 C-17s to move an entire, well, probably 4 C-17s to move most of a Patriot unit. Just because you can't put all the equipment into one C-17. I mean, don't get me wrong. C-17, she's a big bird. She can carry a lot, but just not a whole system individually, because you have 6 to 8 launchers, ECS, EPP, AMG, radar, like BCP. So you just can't airload all that stuff. So I don't know if it has anything to do with what's going on in Iran, because there's also a very large NATO exercise going on right now that Turkey is kind of spearheading. So I don't know what our participation in that is. I would have to look more into it. Quite frankly, I haven't had time. Have I ever watched Guga? He has some fantastic cooking stuff. No, I've not heard of that. Crockpot pulled pork for the win. That's always a good one, because you do the pork in there, and then as soon as it's done, you just shred that bad boy, lather that bitch in barbecue sauce, put it on keep warm, set it on the counter. Come and get it. Or you don't lather it in barbecue sauce, because some people don't know what flavor is, and then they can put it on themselves, which is fine. Audio is far too low. I mean, I'm looking at it. It's like halfway in the yellow, almost to the red. That's why I'm like very close to the microphone. All right, let me listen to myself real quick. Audio is far too low. I mean, I'm looking at it. It's like halfway in the yellow, almost to the red. That's why I'm like very close to the mic. Here, let me do this. Let me try something. Boop, 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 boop. How's that? Is that gooder? Is that? Oh, I might be peaking now. That might be too much. I'll try that. Pulled pork nachos. Why not just use the Pornstar C5 Galaxy? So, limited supply of C5s. Also, C5s are, and Weapons is going to hate me for this. I personally, this is outside looking in. I've never worked with the C5. I've never been assigned to that system or anything else like that. But every time we put Patriot systems on a C5, they have to land somewhere because something goes wrong and they need to do maintenance. I don't know if they're notoriously unreliable, but they were every time we used them. So C-17 is kind of the when it comes to cargo, C-17 has been the workhorse. Plus, we have a lot more C-17s than we do C-5s. C-130 is still a solid platform, but God, is she slow. Last time I was on a C-130 was from UAE to Jordan, and that took entirely too long. No, wait. I was on my way back. So I was from MSAB in Jordan to ADAB in UAE. And that got, oh, fuck. We got passed by smell, dude. It's just so slow, man. Just to a fighter squadron. Damn. Treats for the best boys in memory of my dog who crossed the Rainbow Bridge a year ago Sunday. Rip Keon? I hope I pronounced that correctly. I miss you more than words can say. Eric, first of all, thank you. But second of all, man, my condolences. When I lose that big dipshit back there, I'm going to be inconsolable. Like, it's that dude is my best buddy. I think this is the thing, guys. If you're in your early 20s, you need a dog. And here's why. That dog will come into your life and they will be they're there with you before you even know how to take care of yourself. Like Knox was there with me when life was just shit. And that dude has been with me ever since. He's 11 years old. He'll be 12 in July. That dude is my best buddy. And I think that it is incredibly important that you have a dog in your late teenager, early 20s that you carry on into like middle age. And that dog will be incredibly important for your formative years. And you will you'll have other pets. Like I encourage you to have pets and adopt dogs and cats and whatever you want to. But those years are so vitally important to the human that you become. I can't imagine living those years and not sharing it with my best buddy back there. Cats are better. To each their own. I like cats. I'd like other people's cats. I really enjoy other people's cats. How much do you think we're going to have to worry about the fact that China may have given Iran some of their fabled hypersonic anti-carrier missiles? So with that being said, I don't think that we have to worry as much as people think, because I don't think it's true. And here's why I don't think it's true. China gains nothing from giving those missiles to Iran. Now, some would argue that, then they can prove their worth, like the U.S. did with the Patriot system and a couple of other systems that we gave to Ukraine that are now flying off the shelves. And yes, there is an argument there to be made. But if they fail, it makes the People's Republic of China look really laughable and stupid. So I don't think they actually did. But we'll see. Much mo better? Much mo better? Let me listen to myself real quick. Okay. Laughable and stupid. Okay, there we go. Yeah, much mo better. Can't hear over the collective tinnitus? That's military-grade hearing loss, because freedom rings, bitch. All right. You're Iranian-American fan. Good to see you're still here, man. I heard some... Again, it's always... And even Americans need to understand this. When you see the news about a country, you automatically assume that it's everywhere and it's a preconceived notion on how a country is operating. It was awful to hear about what happened to the protesters in Iran, but I'm glad you're still here, man. These guys took away 40,000 of my people, including my own cousin. No more talking. De oppresso liber. For those of you who are unfamiliar, de oppresso liber is liberate the oppressed in Latin, which is also the... slogan for special forces, de oppresso liber. Now, if you didn't know that, now you learned something. Dude, I'm sorry to hear about that. Like, honestly, I absolutely 100%. Now, this may be a hot take. I stand behind the people of Iran, the Persian people, not this Islamic regime that is keeping you guys under thumb. And quite frankly, I wish we would have sent help sooner. So hopefully something gets figured out, because Iran deserves to thrive again like it did before the Islamic Revolution in 1979. That's maybe a hot take. My Latin sucks. Look, weapons, I never took Latin in school. It's a dead language anyways. Is there even a country in the world that speaks Latin? Watch, I'm going to sound like an idiot. Is there a country that speaks Latin? No countries have a population that speaks Latin as their native. Ha! Oh, the Vatican, yeah. I mean, the Vatican might. Maybe. The Japanese tanks rolled over infantry with air support. The Australians weren't allowed to blow the causeway into Singapore, so the tanks used roads. I'm unfamiliar with that battle. And, you know, this is the thing. I do want to look into it because I'm always learning new things about... ATS Tasovco, you're very welcome, man. I stand behind you guys 100%. Every time someone tells me something about World War II, I learn something new. That's actually a really good point to make, and I want to share that with you guys. So my wife has been going to physical therapy, and her physical therapist probably has a little bit of the tism. But this is great, because the problems she's been having related to nerve pain and a couple other medical issues and stuff like that, this dude has like dug into the books to, like, she's a puzzle. And I think that showcases excellence in your profession, because there are some people that they get good at something and they don't want to learn anything new. They're like, I got this. I'm perfectly fine. Now in the Army, the NCO Core Vision, I'm going to read the whole thing. Let me look up the whole thing because I cannot remember it, but I remember the important parts. It's an NCO Corps grounded in heritage, values, and tradition. Yeah. They must have changed the NCO Corps vision, because this is not what I remember it as. Anyways, in there, it used to say, values perpetual learning. Why is my flashlight on? Value perpetual learning. You should learn something new every day. I do. Absolutely. I look into all kinds of different things. Oh, I didn't know about that. I didn't know about that. And like some people, they like get a degree and they think they understand and know everything. And that's just not how the world works. You should always learn something new. Okay. Hey, don't talk smack about my baby, the 130s. Hey, the 130, I will say this. I think it was Wolfram or someone else said it to me about the C-130. And it does ring true, because I checked, because I learned things. The C-130 has never been asked to do something that it was incapable of doing. That they have modified the living piss out of that damn aircraft. And everything they have asked it to do, it has been capable of doing. Oh, Wolfram's like, it will have been me. Yep. I looked into it. C-130 really hasn't failed at anything we've asked it to do. And we've asked it to do some wild shit. You guys ever see the video of the C-130 with like rocket-assisted takeoff and landing? There's a video that everyone saw of, like, he hit the rockets a little too early before the wheels touched down, and she dropped on her belly hard and folded the wings. But that was operator error. The system still did it. C-130 can land on a volcano. I mean, I believe it. What is my favorite rapper? I don't really listen to rap. I don't know. I used to listen to Eminem back in the day. Sometimes some Tech Nine. Ice Cube, Lil Jon, you know, that stuff back in the day. Yeah, land and take off inside. Yeah, that was during the Iranian hostage crisis. Have you done your homework? Have you discovered the glory of American Wizard? Don't make me sick the Canadian Barbarian on you. I haven't had time. I am so sorry. Guys, I've been balls to the wall since last week. Haven't really had much time to do anything, although I did manage to set aside some time. It was Phoenix, me, Kozak, and Spartan, and we played some Titanfall. So I managed to set some time aside from that. I wish plane from Tailspin Conwing L16 would be a real plane, or Disney brainwashed my brain to think it's a cool looking plane. I'm unfamiliar. I don't know if I've ever seen Tailspin. I don't know if I've ever seen that. What would Grandpa Buff's favorite food be other than having barbecues in the Middle East or Vietnamese? We all know the kid will take anything to eat.
Listen, my favorite thing to eat, I can't say on the internet, but I can use some synonyms. Lady bits, clunge, penis fly trap. You know what I'm talking about. Russia's mom knows.
Pressure cook 3 pounds of chicken breast in 2 pints of salsa. Put a pack of seasoning and cup of broth to 11 minutes. Shred and eat. Best tacos ever. That sounds fucking delicious.
Would you intercept me? I'd intercept me.
I guess you being busy since I haven't been here for over a month and a half.
Well, you know, this is the thing. I always understand when people are unable to be here sometimes. I totally get that. And I'm thankful for when people are here. I understand if you can't be, like everyone has lives. I want you guys to go out there and chase your goals and chase your dreams. So. Oh my God. It did that thing again. I'm trying to get caught up here a little. Do countries even realize hitting a carrier off their shores has basically created a nuclear disaster right off their shores because reactor? Kind of. Now, granted, my understanding of nuclear reactors is somewhat limited. I assume that it's rather similar to, like, let's say an enemy nuclear missile is coming in and you hit it with your interceptor. Now, the worst that could happen is potential, like, just dirty bomb, just radiation kind of pouring out all over the place. However, granted, I'm not a physicist. So from what I understand, when it comes to reactors, if it's damaged, the first thing that it does is stop the reaction. And if you stop the reaction, it's inert. It's not going to hurt anything. But I don't know. You'd probably have to ask. There's a guy on Instagram that I follow, and he talks about, like, he's a nuclear engineer. And I learned a lot of stuff from that dude. He's super cool. Can the fallen Beech Grove PD officer get a shout out? I'm unfamiliar. I didn't know that Beech Grove PD had lost an officer. I'm sorry. Let me look. Damn. Yeah, this is the first I'm hearing about it. Officer Brian Elliott, age 33. He was responding to a domestic disturbance. He was killed and another officer was injured. And they got the guy and he's being charged with murder. Kenneth Johnson. God, that sucks, man. Like, I don't understand just blind hatred for authority figures that are police officers. I wish... And Rich has even talked about it. I wish that, like, officers could take just a day off. One day. All police force in the entire United States just take a day off. Now, some might be like, yeah, that's the purge. I get it. The jokes are there. That's the purge. But people need to understand how much they absolutely need law enforcement. Now, I also understand there's some nuance there. Not every cop is perfect. I completely understand that. But I'm sorry to hear about that fallen officer, man. Why does Grandpa Buff act like the Canadian death troopers from World War II don't exist? They made the Geneva Convention into suggestions list. They committed war crimes on purpose to speed up the war's ending and go home. Oh, he's familiar. I'm familiar with what the Canadians did in World War II. Hey there, hi there, ho there, buds. Greetings from North America's snowy psychotic head. Been a hard week there. Hey, HLC. How you doing, Blacklaw? What if they ask it to be less deadly? Wait, what are we talking about? Happy Friday. When we go in, do you really think the kid will get some action? Honestly, can't wait for a video to come out after it actually happens. Keep doing what you do. It's making a difference for many of us. Well, Red Anarchy, I appreciate you. If we do go in, like, this is the thing. Venezuela has been pretty chill since we yoinked their dictator. And we don't have troops there, like, helping build them up. We're just like, hey, we'll pay for the oil now. It's not nice, but it's effective. Like, you can be as mad as you want to about the circumstances. So if I were the man in charge of planning this thing, I would do a very similar thing. I would yoink the Ayatollah. I would destroy all their air defense systems, probably crater most of their runways so that they can't get wheels up, use the kid for air cover, and just go in and fucking clean shop. I don't think he'll get an... It sucks. I hate it. I wish he would, but I don't think he will, unless something goes wrong and they get wheels up. And then it's going to be a fucking smorgasbord. A candy wrapper. Oh, you guys got jokes. Thanks, Ethan. Love you, guy. Random at YouTube. Well, thank you. Love you too. UH-16 would be the closest to DuckTales aircraft. Oh, is it a DuckTales aircraft? I never really watched DuckTales as a kid. I'll be that guy. Can we expect that very soon you'll have inside info on the scum in Congress and share it with us? Because reasons. Dude should wear a wire. I don't know about expanding on that aspect, but I don't know if you guys are familiar with Tony Gonzalez. We might as well talk about it. It's relevant news. I didn't mention it in my video. Maybe I'll mention it in the next one. Tony Gonzalez is officially under congressional inquiry for ethics violations for potentially sleeping with his staffer, allegedly, which isn't so alleged anymore because one text message has been released that shows where she clearly says, I had an affair with our boss. And the woman who set herself on fire and committed suicide, her estranged husband has been going ham on Tony because Tony has been lying through his teeth. Now I understand both sides of this because the father doesn't want the body cam footage and stuff like that released because he doesn't want his child to grow up and eventually find those videos of his mother. I totally get that. No child should have to see that, okay? I totally understand. But he is planning on making... and that's what they're announcing, is that he's going to come forward with all the text messages. So, congressional investigation, nothing will happen. Well, this is the thing. I mean, you got to look at how it looks at the party. I would agree nothing would happen. However, this is Republican versus Republican. You got Tony, who's a new Republican, was a former Democrat, if you check the Epstein files. And then you have Brandon. Brandon's clean as a whistle. Why wouldn't you just have him go in? If you're the Republican Party, just tell Tony, hey, you need to resign. Like, that's you. And it's so wild to me. Dude, it's so strange. Like, when I became an instructor at the schoolhouse on Fort Sill, I asked around and I was like, hey, like, you guys, I don't know if you know Infantry Guru. He's a Command Sergeant Major, 11 series, great guy, Command Sergeant Major Ogle. I was like, hey, what should I know? Like, is there any do's or don'ts? Like, kind of just some advice. And he's like, don't fuck your students. And I feel like that goes without saying if you're any kind of position of authority, but apparently it happens a lot, which is fucking wild to me. But yeah, sorry, I got off topic there. My house is going to be a war zone on Sunday. New rotors and pads for the four wheels are in the back of my SUV right now. Let's see what two former aircraft mechanics can do. Oh, rotors and pads ain't too bad as long as you got like a nice C-clamp or something to just compress those after you're done. Compress the pistons. Yeah, those ain't too bad. If it wasn't for your videos, I probably wouldn't be here. Thank you for the videos. Buff keeps me rolling constantly. Delilah, I think it's Delilah Perez. I apologize if I mispronounced that. I'm glad you're still here. I really am. Like, genuinely, as an individual, as a person, stick around. I mean, look, you may think things are bad now, and it's probably going to get way worse in the world. But at least we have memes and Grandpa Buff to make fun of everybody. Like, Also, I should let you guys know, for those of you who do have Pepperbox, so something happened recently, and you'll fully be aware of it, but I'm going to just give you a little behind the scenes. The other night, I took 15 milligrams of a substance that is legal here, and I was like, I'm just going to chill out. And then Nick, the fat electrician, texted in our kind of consensual group chat and said, hey guys, we need to do one tonight because blah, blah, blah. Let's let this play.
I'd intercept me.
Can't say much, but people have problems with keeping it in their pants.
Dude, it's so wild to me. I don't understand it. If you're in a position of authority, just don't do that. Like, it's pretty simple. Anyways, but so I was 15 milligrams deep, and I was like, hey guys, I can't do it tonight because I'm inebriated. And Nick goes, oh no, that's going to be so much better. And Rich goes, yeah, let's do this. And I said, okay, fuck it, we ball. So the next kind of consensual, I'm just going to go ahead and say what I say in the beginning of the video, is that the veil between me and Grandpa Buff gets a lot thinner when I'm that far gone. So just yeah, we're there. Day late. Yesterday was the anniversary of the landing on Iwo Jima. Can we get a big shout out for the USMC? Rah! Thank to the Army and Navy too. Absolutely. It was a combined effort, but honestly, I don't know what would be worse. Because like fighting in Europe sucked. Don't get me wrong. Like it sucked. The Germans were ruthless. The terrain sucked. It was freezing. It was raining. Like it would suck. But bouncing through hundreds of islands in the way the Marine Corps did, like every other week, they're doing another amphibious assault. Like that's just got to be insane, man. I didn't know it was the anniversary of that. So shout out to the fucking United States Marine Corps, man.
Would you intercept me? I'd intercept me.
Hi HLC, I want to say you are awesome.
You're awesome.
Love the videos. And if tuber by the name of Ember Paradox reacts to you. And is how I found you, but seriously thank you for all you and the boys do.
I usually try and find some of like the reacts to my videos. I have not heard of them. Now I'm going to go look. Ember Paradox. Might have to go look. Smithing season starts tomorrow. I need to hit steel so bad. Can you not smith during the wintertime? I'm not being a smartass. Like I don't know how to smith. I'm the missile guy. That's really wild. I knew Buff was your inner thoughts. He just like, it's the quiet thoughts. You ever like, okay, so I need you to understand. You ever hear something in public and your brain is like, I could say this and I would find it hilarious, but everyone else in here would look at me like I'm fucking insane. So you keep it to yourself. Buff is not keeping it to himself. Like that's what the character is there for. That's why he exists, is to not keep it to himself. Now I have embellished a little bit and he's gone a little bit harder than I intended sometimes, but, yeah, no, that line gets, if Brandon's looking for legislative staffer, if he gets elected, let me know. I don't know what he gets as a congressman. I have no idea, but Tony is circling the drain. And I think this is just karma, because it is the thing. If you look at the two different campaigns, Tony is taking everything he can out of context, using things that Brandon's friends have said, and using pictures that make Brandon look bad, but actually are not bad.
I'd intercept
me. 1 year ago I told you I was just separated from my kids and living in my friend's floor. Today I had them for 6 months, making 50k/year, and just got a house with my GF that I've known for 9 years now. Your vids and streams helped me get by every week, Ty.
Cedric, we're going to give you some horns there, man. Congratulations. Seriously, that right there. Like, if I can showcase this for a second, that is the American dream. That's what that is. You're down on your luck. You put your nose to the grindstone. You work your ass off, and you pick yourself up. Like, this is the thing. People are like, well, you know, HLC or a YouTuber, blah, blah, blah. This is the thing. If this all fell through and disappeared one day, I would figure shit out. I would go do regular job, or I'd go be a contractor for Raytheon or Lockheed Martin or something like that. Like, I would still be succeeding in my life just because that's the person that I am. Congratulations, man. Like, dead serious. You deserve everything. You deserve all the praise. You crushed it. my dude. Ooh, banana bread and pumpkin roll. Sorry, I know it's way off topic, but I do like a good pumpkin roll. Wanted to say you're awesome. Love the videos of V2. Oh, I read that one already. The Warzone is me and my guy just doing maintenance stuff. Also, my nephew finished AIT for Blackhawk maintenance. Fort Bliss is a 6-hour drive, so I'll probably be heading there soon. You're going to Bliss, Gamer Valine? I think you can DM me. I think I have you. Is that where his AIT is? No, it should be a Huachuca for Blackhawk, or what's the one in Alabama? Anyways, but yeah, if he's stationed at Bliss, let me know. You and the husband or whatever, or your man, and then me and the missus, we'll come down there and eat dinner or something. Maple Mexicans. That's funny. Sorry, I just saw that. I just read that. GOP-led Congress has opened an inquiry during an election. Tony is cooked. Party's trying to distance from him. A plop is headed to Congress, boys. I'm so excited. Because, like, this is the thing. There are some things that I do disagree with Brandon about. Absolutely. However, good God, Wither.
Did you intercept me? I'd intercept me.
Okay, I have to go. Y'all stay safe. And I'll try to be back next stream. Avdominus Nox.
Jesus, Wither. Well, thank you so much for being here, buddy. I know you got to go. Things happen. I get it, man. I get it. You be safe. We'll see you around. The reacts are all just VTubers for me? Okay. But yeah, Brandon, there are some fundamental issues that I not necessarily disagree with. I probably used the wrong word there. That we have different viewpoints on. And that's okay. That is perfectly fine, right? Like that is, I don't hate him. And that's, God, I don't know what happened to our country. I don't know why it's so wrong. Some people, like, okay, this is the reality. And I've probably said this before. This is the political spectrum, okay? Everybody on the right uses this small margin of alt-left to make fun of the left. Everybody on the left uses this small margin of alt-right to make fun of the right. If people just set aside everything and try to have logical conversations with one another, you would find out that you all have more in common than you think. And a difference of ideas is what makes this country great. You're allowed to have differing opinions, right? Because there are many ways to get to the end goal, which is, keeping America prosperous and successful and safe. I know. You said you're asking too much. But yeah. Banana bread at work, dude. I need to try a Luther burger. You know what I need in my life? If you've never had it before, guys, you're missing out. And I'm hoping there's one in Atlanta. I think there was one in DC. I swear me and Nick ate at one in DC. Is an In-N-Out burger. I love In-N-Out. Not for the burgers. The burgers, burgers are okay. The fries, they're okay, right? The little pickled jalapenos they have in there. Man, I load them bitches up. Literally, I'll just grab a jalapeno, bite that bad boy, take a bite of burger. Grab another one, bite that bad boy, bite the burger. Grab that one, have some fries with it. Oh, them things are top tier. Top tier. I really want that right now.
Would you intercept me?
Alaskan 244.
I'd intercept me.
This to top off the doggy treats again, lol.
Are we almost there?
Try some CBD treats. Hope the family is well and healthy. Can we place bets on intercepts the kid gets? Shit's getting spicy 74.
It really is. This is the thing. It's the paradigm of man. And vets who are in the chat, you can correct me if I'm wrong, because there's some young people in here, and then there's some older people in here who've never served, right? I love the quote that the soldier, I think is it Roosevelt? I can't remember who said it, but it's soldiers above all others want peace, because it is the soldier who has to bear the wounds of war. I'm paraphrasing, but that's basically the quote, right? I don't want war, right? I don't. However, I see people in the world who are struggling. I see people in the world who are dying. And I see a tyrant in charge that is destabilizing an entire region. I don't want to place our sons and daughters in harm's way. But I also think that there's a point that you get to where somebody has gone too far and you have to answer. Like, I don't like it. I don't, right? I don't want to lose anybody. I know what that feels like. I've lost a lot of people, right? But if we don't stand up to a tyrant, who will? Roy Benavides said that. He might have been quoting someone else. I think the quote is older than Roy. I love Roy Benavides. Don't get me wrong. The band's a fucking G. Not to pull you left field, but can we touch on replacements for the Ticonderoga class cruisers? Ships are my tism. What about the replacement for the Ticonderoga? Last I was tracking, they were going to run the Zumwalts, but the Zumwalt program, kind of fell apart. I heard from a source, don't know how accurate this is, but the Zumwalts are very powerful, right? Engine-wise, but they can literally turn so hard they rip their fucking super frame in half. May want to reinforce that super frame. Like just Six Semper Tyrannis, yes. Would you go or you could go C-17 and C-5 as Smokey and the Bandit duo. You that son bitch! Oh, man. Buff got me through my darkest days. Thank you for helping me decide it wasn't my time. You know, John, you're gonna live to be an old man. And this is the thing, and this is what I hope for every single person in here. This is every single one of you, whether you're American or anyone else. I hope you get all the experiences you want in life. I hope you chase every ambition in life. And I hope when you're an old man sitting there on your porch or at your apartment complex, or you have a nice hot young pool girl or pool boy, depending on what you're into. I don't judge, right? I hope you look back on a life and you're proud of the life you lived. That's all I try and do in my life. I want to live a life that when I'm an old man, I'm 35 years old. If I keeled over dead tomorrow, I've lived a pretty damn good life. I've had a lot of experiences. I've impacted a lot of people. I've brought as much good into this world as I possibly can. And that's what I hope for every single one of you, is that you get to be an old person there one day, looking back on the life that you've had. And yeah, there's going to be some hard times. There's going to be some funny times. But I hope you chased every ambition that you have had in life. And don't be afraid to fail. There's so many people who don't do things because they're afraid of failure. Don't be afraid to fail. It's like when people ask me about content creation. Well, how do you get into it? How do you do this? You make videos and you fuck it up. That's the easiest way to learn. But honestly, the military taught me that sink or swim is the best way to learn anything. Just jump in head first, fuck everything up until you figure it out. I'm constipated, boys. Pray for me. Go get yourself some colon broom or a Metamucil or something, homie. Did I win the Risk game? I got punched in. No, I did not. I'm still up here a little bit, but I actually want to talk about that because people are like, how did you get punched during a game of Risk? So Sergeant Justin Rontes, and the reason why I name drop him is because I love Ronnie. Ronnie and me, we were in Afghanistan together. Ronnie is a good dude. Ronnie broke the cardinal rule. He told my mother before we left that he would take care of me. You don't ever fucking do that. You don't ever do that, right? We were going into Afghanistan. Things were shit, right? But Ronnie is very, very good at Risk. And I learned Ronnie's tactic. And once Ronnie builds up the way he wants to, his tactic is to just circumstantially create like a wall and push across the entire map. And Ronnie was very good at it. And I knew I was going to lose because Ronnie's very good at Risk. So my goal in that game was just to fuck up Ronnie's plan. And I did. And Ronnie punched me square in the fucking face. So that is what Ronnie did to me. I love Sergeant Rontes. He is great people. He's still in right now. So if you're serving with Sergeant Rontes, tell him I said, hey, he's a great dude. The man kept me alive. The man watched out for me. I was like the mine detector guy for a lot of our patrols that we did, and he would walk outside of my security, endangering himself to clear my corners for me to take care of me. Ronnie's a damn good leader. He's a good person. He's a great guy. Ronnie's good. We're going to be getting a Franklin in Quad Nod shirt soon. All right. Let me see. Got me tearing up for everything I worked for the pumpkin roll. Thanks. Tearing up after everything I worked for the pumpkin roll. Sorry. Can y'all look, guys? I'm making some life changes as I'm drinking fucking Coke Zero right now. It's the first soda I've had in like a week and some change. No one is going to force you to do anything in this life. So you got to do it yourself. And the other day when I went in for my elbow, I stepped on the scale and I was like, yeah, this shit ain't it. This shit ain't it. I got to fix this. Proud to say that this entire week I've been in a calorie deficit. I've been working out as much as I can. I literally can't do upper body. They straight up told me, they're like, with your elbow, don't do any upper body. So walking on the treadmill, incline treadmill, Stairmaster, getting my steps out here. I've just been trying to get some things out there until I can actually go lift again. So with all the love I have, you shut up your mouth. Seriously, your streams are gold. It's refreshing to look at the lighter side of things and laugh a bit. God bless. Miller, God bless you as well, my man. You war cucked me is the best line. I want you guys to know, I didn't have that line written. I was in the heat of the moment. I guess you could consider me a bit of a method actor, but when I was in the heat of the moment, like that came out, and as soon as I got done recording that line and I cut, I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna leave it in. I didn't have that one planned. A lot of Grandpa Buff's lines are kind of pantomimed as well. No kidney stone ended up being strained hip flexor, PSOAS muscle. The contrast with my CT scan was disgusting. Ooh. Well, I'm glad you're doing okay, Rondo. Oh, holy shit,
Would you
Wesley.
intercept me? I'd intercept me.
Super chat didn't work last week. Good to see you again. Sorry to ask for a repeat. You're injured?
Yes. Well, I have tennis elbow, which sounds like a really bitch thing, but it sucks. I was on 7 days of steroids, and even now this thing is clicking, and there's some issues with it. Nothing's broken. It was bad enough that when I went to the urgent care, because I called the VA, I was like, I just need an appointment. They're like, you need to go to the urgent care. Fine. So I went to the urgent care, and I was like, when I was sitting there waiting to go in, I was like, I'm going to laugh if I've been walking around with a broken arm for 2 fucking weeks. Because it was hurting, bad for 2 weeks. So certain things, so if I grab this, grabbing something and lifting it backhand like that, physically impossible. I had to lift everything like this. And you don't realize how often you do that. Like grabbing a gallon of milk out of the fucking fridge, stuff like that. Yeah. I give my life for every one of you. Wish I was young enough to go and serve. Look, that is so hard to say. I'm sorry, man. Look, I will also tell you that people in the military are not better than anybody else. The military is simply a snapshot of the U.S. I've had good soldiers. I've had bad soldiers. I spent more of my time on the bad ones. So being in the military doesn't make you better than anybody else. And it's okay. It's not for everybody, and that's fine. I still want you to live the life that you deserve. I still want you to succeed. I still want you to chase your ambitions. I still want you to set goals and do well in life. So, got a gold Ethan joke for the current times. They call him Ethan Long because it's longer than Committee's turban. If y'all only knew the truth. It's not. It's not. Wolfram, really? If it's not a missile, he doesn't know about it. He's bad with missiles. I'm good with the certain types of missiles. Mostly air defense ones. Your brand of missiletism and schizo were highlighted this week while getting sandblasted at Wismer. Oh shit, Windy Shrimp, you were out there? I hate wind. I hate it so much. It's windy outside right now. My wife's like, you want to go take the dogs for a walk? I'm like, after the wind dies down, I'll go. I don't mind cold. I don't mind hot. I hate the wind. I want to punch the wind in the face. But I didn't know you're out of Wismer. Wismer, for those of you who don't know, is White Sands Missile Range. Like 2 kinds of missiles. Okay. Fucking weapons. Screw your elbow. Go hit the bench. I would love to. I was hitting a PR. I was trying to get up to over 300 pounds. I almost had 275 right before I injured myself. I was like, damn. You want your arm to heal quick? Wrap a bath towel around your elbow and tape it before bed. Seriously? I'm willing to do whatever. I'm about to turn 25. Am I too old to join the military now? Nope. I think it goes, for the Army, it goes to 34 without a waiver.
Would you intercept me? I'd intercept me.
Been listening since you went live on my drive home from work. Wanted to interject about the reactors. If a carrier can get the reactors shut down in time, and the primary plant isn't damaged, there shouldn't be any radioactivity issues.
I'm going to take your word for it. I don't know reactors, so I'm going to believe you. Like, this is the thing. I tend to believe that if you're putting a reactor on a warship, there's probably, it's pretty safe. I'm assuming. Everyone just assumes anytime any kind of reactor goes online, you're chancing a Nagasaki or a Hiroshima or Fukushima or 3 Mile Island or Chernobyl, God forbid. Bear in mind, there's been a lot of nuclear accidents all over the world, and not a lot. There's been a handful. But only one of them has made the land unlivable. Which country was that in? Was, not is. I don't blame the Ukrainians. I blame the USSR. I watched the documentary. Apparently they cut a lot of corners. Oh, man. They have missile guide. What type of guidance does an AIM-7 have? Missile guidance. Fucking next question. All right. Yeah. I don't care about this AIM-7 spare. Do we even use AIM-7s anymore? It's AIM-9s, AIM-120s. I don't think we even use AIM-7s anymore. Dude, sorry, but your name is too easy to make jokes out of. Ethan Long literally sounds like a male OnlyFans model. This is the thing. I went to basic training with a guy. His name was Max Brock. And to me, that sounds like a porn star name. Max Brock. King of the... Never mind. Get the ruck and start walking. That's actually not a half bad idea. I've considered that. Last weekend, we went out to... There's some private land... and we just walked around out in the desert. We were looking at they had a whole bunch of Native American pottery all over the ground out there. We were looking at old Native American arrowheads. It's all, I mean, the natives know it's there. I think that's Mescalero or something out there. But yeah, they all know it's there. They just haven't done anything with it. Yeah, he's still refusing. I should turn the camera, or I should move that bed.
Listen, we...
Just pretend it's not me. Pretend it's Grandpa Buff. Close your eyes.
Listen, we'd have nuclear-powered cars if it weren't for women and Asians.
Okay. The joke was there. I went for it. Okay? Considering the AIM-9 is completely different than all the ones that came before it, Buff. Shh. Oh, I missed a homie's super chat? Did I? Want your arm to heal quick. Screw your elbow, hit the bench. Your brand of missiletism. I read that one. The gold Ethan joke. The wrist game I got punched in. Did I miss one? Like, I scrolled as far up as it'll let me. I'm back down to the ruck one. Maybe I haven't got down to it yet. Hell no, scroll up. You missed a homie super chat. Rondo, I'm no. As far as I can scroll up. I'm sorry, I didn't see one further up. I've been trying to be very, very careful. Careful. Words are hard. My bad. I missed when you were... Oh, okay, Rondo. Way you can do the voice for the Thunder Screech is talk or yell into a running fan. Turn the gain down, make it hard to hear. Use subtitles, no one can understand the plane. I was thinking of going the complete opposite and just have it peak constantly where it hurts people's ears. It was a comment, not a super chat. Okay. Did I miss the chair? No, didn't have the chair. And you guys might notice that little thing sitting on top of my bomb back there. I did record another mail call. I was floored by everything that was there. How does AIMS compare to hypersonics? Well, it really depends on the missile you're talking about. So like AIM-54 Phoenix was technically hypersonic because it went greater than Mach 5. AIM-9 is not that fast. AIM-120 I don't think is that fast. AIM-174 I think is. I'd have to check the maximum speed of a SM-6 to find out for sure. To the fellow that regrets not being able to serve, I'm 30 years service phone guy. We all serve in different ways, even if just doing something to brighten someone's day a little, it all matters. Absolutely. 100%. All of you guys matter. This is the thing. There is no, and something I learned even in the military, is there is no one who is unimportant, right? You might think like, yeah, put the fries in the bag. That's an easy job. I don't want to go back there and cook my own goddamn fries. It may not be to some people as important as other jobs, but it's important. I don't want to go back there and do that shit. There was something. The reason we are not off oil is resource logistics. Yes. I have a hot take. Beef and broccoli is the most delicious, non-healthy, easy to make food ever made. I don't know. Beef and broccoli is pretty healthy as long as it's lean. It's not bad. It's good source of protein, fiber, all that stuff. How does a Trident D5 compare to hypersonics? It's a very hard question to answer, right? Okay, so a Trident, the Trident 2, maximum speed of Mach 20. Hold on, Mach 20, 24. MIRV warhead. I can't remember the exact number of MIRVs off the top of my head. And now it's traveling at those speed outside the atmosphere, above the Kármán line. So technically in space. The Kármán line is the notionally agreed upon edge of space. But yeah. But their warheads explode too slowly to hit them. According to who? Air-to-air missiles are not going to hit a hypersonic target easily, but it's technically possible. Yes. It's very hard to hit something moving at those speeds. So there's a difference, okay? Now, I'm speaking from ground-based air defense. You also have these things called DCA, Defensive Counter Air, which is American aircraft that go up and hunt aircraft and missiles and drones and all sorts of shit. If you're using a thermal-guided missile to try and take out an enemy missile, you're going to be, depending on the missile that is used, if it's a cruise missile, easy day. Cruise missiles travel at subsonic speeds, easy day. And you have a heat source the entire time. Ballistic missiles, on the other hand, as they're dropping in their terminal phase, most of them are completely out of fuel and just falling at that point in time. So you have no heat source unless the outside of it has gotten cooked from the atmosphere. Radar guided, I don't know the extent that radar guided can predict movement of enemy targets with their onboard radar. I know air defense systems, we predict very accurately where those things are going to land. And we just get ahead of them. It's just like baseball, right? You see the pitch coming. You have to make a decision. Is this going to be a strike? Is this going to be a ball? Is it in the strike zone? Is it going to hit me? You have to make that decision very, very quickly. And the system just does it much gooder. Does that make sense? If you do have a Thunder Screech, you have a character peek the mic and the character's talking to it. Always says, "What? We can't hear you." I've considered it. I just haven't really had a reason to use the Thunder Screech. The prox fuses on those missiles are not meant for tracks that are doing Mach fuck. Fair enough. So I don't know, as far as I know, the fuses in those missiles are designed to chase things in fastest way from point A to point B. Our missiles are designed to get in front of it. So I don't know, the fusing, the onboard seeker, I don't know to what aspect that would be effective against those type of threats. Let me see. Submarine reactors are the scary ones. They're catastrophic procedures for scuttling the entire boat, including the crew. Yeah, no, Submariners, have you ever, talked to Submariners, Wesley Morris? Kozak is a former Submariner. They all have a little too much nitrogen in their blood. They're strange creatures. They're very good at what they do. I wouldn't want to fucking do that. Hell no. Hey, we're going to put you in this boat. Oh, cool. It's designed to sink. Hold on. No. Hard pass. Forgot to say it before, I had a dark moment a few weeks back, and bad shit almost happened, but thanks to you and the Unsub crew, I'm still here. I'm glad you're still here, Phoenix. Oh, my nose is itching like crazy, sorry. That and family, thank you and the rest of the unsub guys for what y'all do. I'm glad you're still here, and I hope we get a chance to, if they do a live show again, I hope I get a chance to meet you, man. I really do. Wish the F-14 was still in. Top Gun gets me bricked. It got everyone bricked, bro. I wonder if there's a way. It's hard to correlate things, but I bet there's a chart somewhere. And Weapons, you're the perfect kind of autist to find this for me, if you can. If you want to, really. I want to see if Navy recruitment went up after Top Gun. I assume it did, but I don't know for sure. Submariners look like vampires that are allergic to the sun. Would you call Submariners power bottoms? I assume it did, but I've never seen any statistical data to support that. I feel like Top Gun was probably the best recruiting tool that the U.S. military had no idea that they were using. If I'm ever doing Thunderscreep, just make a state of mind video with a bunch of older experimental aircraft alongside it, like the XF-85 Goblin. I've seen the Goblin. It's so bad. The Valkyrie, I think the Valkyrie looks cool as shit. Kind of looks like a reverse vacuum cleaner, if that makes sense. Like where all the engines are at in the back, but like it kind of goes together and it goes up. Anyways, yeah. The YF-23, we're not talking about that guy. The X-15, etc. The X-15, listen, some of us happen to have ourselves some canards once upon a time. 500% in naval aviation alone. Good God. First one did. It's why Top Gun is in the Library of Congress. See, I didn't know that. I would assume it did. God, I was trying to read that. You, Nick, Fritz, and Knox should all go to the AKC Museum of Dog in New York City. It's awesome. They'd love to see y'all too. Well, Fritz is a good boy, but Knox, I can't put him in. He has the worst anxiety. He's drugged right now. I don't know if you guys know this, but like Knox, and before you're like, why do you drug your dog? You should let him be himself. He's a senior. I do that to keep his anxiety down because I'm worried that I'm going to be playing with him one day and he just has a massive heart attack. Like it's a means to an end, right? It's just, I'm trying to make sure he lives comfy and happy and not anxious. Sleeping Neutron, thank you so much, my dude. You see Rich's live stream today? Yes, I saw parts of it. Guys, I've been busy since I woke up. I literally was just laying on the couch, like trying to sleep for 15 minutes before I started this. I was like, oh, we have Protocol 4. How come no one reminded me? Protocol 4, Foofer. Oh, hey, bud. Don't hurt yourself. Yeah, that arthritis is getting him. He's got kind of a limp right now. You know, if you wouldn't lay in the little beds and you lay in the big ones. Hold on. I didn't ask. He's just going to bark at me until I give him what he wants. We'll give him a second one because you guys like it. You took it out of my hand, but there was no chewing. You just literally swallowed a whole one of these. They're like the size of a Cheez-It. And he's smelling his butt. He probably barked out a fart. Good job, bud. Here, I'm going to move the bed. Come here. Nope. Give me. I can't move it with you attached to it. There we go. That's my dude. He just had his front legs in there the whole time. Love how I get info out. Keep it up. Thank you so much. Just found 2 old books from Australian 220th Battalion, part of the 8th Division, who fought the retreat down to Malaysia to Singapore and the fall of Singapore. I had no idea the Japanese got that far. Like, I'm dead serious. I thought, like, the Philippines, that's it. I didn't know they went that far. Not cook, but guy cooking the fries is also guy responsible for calculating daily caloric requirements versus remaining supply and delivering reports so command can determine supply schedule and total mission time availability. Exactly. Yeah, every job in the military especially is incredibly important. I cannot stress that enough. Right? Like, so when I used to work with the field artillery guys, they would always make fun of us. So about, I want to say 8 to 10 years ago, they moved the Air Defense Artillery School from Fort Bliss where it started, up to Fort Sill, and we shared a school with the field artillery. Now, field artillery and air defense artillery have a long history together, but we also got some, right? And so they used to give us a lot of shit, and they'd be like, yeah, you're not out there fucking blah, 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 blah. You know, they just talk their shit, and I'm like, cool, what's the effective range on a 155 against a MiG-29? They're like, well, I'm not designed for that. Exactly, I am. My job isn't to fucking range steel. That's you guys. If I have enemy in the open on the ground or on a mountain somewhere and I want them to just spontaneously combust, we're not going to say the P word, but spontaneously combust, then I call you. That's not my neck of the woods. The new Nuremberg movie with Russell Crowe. I did not. Dudes, thank you for your service. Jeff Clark, thank you for your support, man. I always feel really weird when like people thank me for my service because I just don't know what to say, and my default is like, you know, thank you for your support. And I understand a lot of people just are very thankful. They don't really, you know, understand what we do and what we go through, and I totally get that. But I also want to remind everyone, people in the military are not better than anybody else. Now you guys get a video of Knox licking his own wang. That's a difference in camera right there. You see how dark mine is and how bright that one is? It's a difference in camera. Oh no, they knew exactly what they're doing. How do I know? Because I went to see the Top Gun. As soon as I walked out of the theater, there was a Navy recruitment stand right next to the theater doors. Highlander, how old are you, homeboy? I don't think Knox has a shock collar. He does. I never use it. I call it his good boy collar. It just makes noise. And when I put it on him, when he's acting a fool, like when we have company over and he's like jumping on people and shit, I'll just put it on him. Not even carry the controller around, and he's just like snaps into a completely different dog. He's like, oh, I'm doing a job here. Got Brendan Fraser coming up in the movie? Yes, they're putting out a new Mummy with the original cast. Guys, I don't know about y'all, but I'm going to go see that shit opening night. Like, I'm going to be there. I love the Mummy movies, man. Hold on, I haven't gotten down to it yet, Michael. I'm still working my way through. I'm a little behind. Doggy dementia is real. Better living through pharmaceuticals is valid. Yeah. I just want him to be happy and comfortable. Oh, actually, I did. It dropped down. Just out of curiosity. Thank you, Michael. Have you ever witnessed any missile misfires or explosions that were unintended? I have not. Okay, I didn't witness it, but it happened. That was during a test. I don't know if I can disclose that. I might still be under NDA from that. I'm sorry. I don't know. A test went wrong. The shot was missed. Something impacted. It didn't impact us, but pretty fucking close. Let me see. You should call Willie P. Do love me some Willie P. Let me see. Japan dropped more bombs on Darwin, mainland Australia, than they did Pearl Harbor. Australia militia handed them their first L in Papua New Guinea. I didn't know that. So there's the thing. America... Our education system focuses very much on American supremacy in World War II. It wasn't until I started really like looking into things that I noticed a lot of really good fighters and really good battles from everybody else. Like, it's so, when Americans are uneducated about World War II and you say, how bad was Pearl Harbor? They're like, oh, it's devastating. We lost a bunch of ships. We lost a bunch of sailors. The Arizona's still down there leaking oil. Like, it's so devastating. It's so bad. Cool. How bad was the London Blitz? Oh, I haven't even heard of that. 42,000 civilians died during the London Blitz. I think 2,600 U.S. personnel died on Pearl Harbor. Don't get me wrong. Fucking awful. Terrible, right? Absolutely terrible, but pales in comparison. So American education does a very much like American supremacy, and everything that happens to us is bad. For example, everyone has heard of the Holocaust, right? Everyone has heard of it. Everyone. Now, I'm not saying this is indicative of anything. But how many of you have heard the Bolshevik genocide? Aside from you history nerds, right? The Bolshevik genocide where they starved 60 million people, mostly Christians. Yeah. Who's never heard of the Blitzkrieg? To fuck. What naval action, first in naval history, helped save Port Darwin? Off the top of my head, I have no idea. I don't know shit about Port Darwin or what happened. You have your history teacher covered it? That's good. Which one? The Bolsheviks did do a lot of genocide. I'm mainly speaking about the one in Ukraine. Well, what is now Ukraine, where they took all the food, all the wheat, and 60 million people starved. Yeah. Dude, that's wild, man. The Rwanda genocide. Do I even know where Darwin is? Yeah, Northern Australia. I know that. You know why? Because I did my USA versus the world, Australia. My suggestion, thank you for your service, happy to help. That's actually a really good one. Oh my God. Shout out from Land O'Lakes, Florida, retired Army CID. Guys, the cops are here. Oh wait, he's retired. We're good. 1987 and 2017. God damn. I bet you got some stories. Mummy was the last kind of 1930s swashbuckler movie that had adventure.
Me?
Yeah.
I'd
Wesley
intercept
Morris.
me.
Let's talk about the Barbary Coast slave trade.
Bro, there's so many awful things that happen out there. I know I've heard of the Barbary Coast slave trade. I don't know enough about it probably to speak on it. I've heard of it. It's like, dude, there's so many different things, and like there's so much that has happened throughout history that is just washed over. We really do need dedicated history teachers in the United States who want kids to learn history. Because who was it who said it? I can't remember who said it, but it's one of my favorite quotes. You can Google it and you'll find his name. History is a vast early warning system. I love that quote. It's at the front gates or the front doors of the Air Defense Artillery Training Support Facility. It's really good. Our CID part of the MPs are separate. I don't know about back when he was there, but they're separate, however, they both fall under the, what is it called? Not Attorney General, not IG. Oh my God, what is it? I can't remember. I always wanted to be one, but wouldn't be nice about it. Dude, for a long time, I was like, I wanted to teach after I got out of the military, and I still do, right? I still teach like through my videos and stuff. But I see what teachers go through nowadays. My hat is off to you guys. Because like, this is the thing. Yes, there are some shitty teachers that shouldn't be teaching because they're indoctrinating kids. Totally get that. I totally understand that, right? I'm there with you. But have you seen some of the shitheads that go into those classrooms with those teachers? Oh man, that sounds awful. Look up the Luther Burger. I've never even heard of that, so. God, my American side is loving this. The Luther Burger is like a regular cheeseburger, or you can put bacon on it, but the bun is glazed donuts. You know I'm a fat piece of shit, right? Life savings right here. I'm ready, and God willing. I'm 28, never served, but I'll be damned if I'm ready. Love your input, sir. Puff, you don't got to serve to be considered a great man. And if I want anything taken out of that is the one statement that I want everyone to take home. You do not have to serve in the military or law enforcement or first responder or anything like that to be considered a great man. You don't. In my opinion, if you got a family that cares about you, you care about your family, you got a roof over your head, they got food on the table, you got gas in the car, even if things are tight and you're kind of struggling, you are a wealthy man. You are an absolute wealthy man, period. If you handle your shit, you are a wealthy man. Because I know people who ain't wealthy, man. who are men who live off of their family, don't provide anything. They're just little fucking crybabies. Those are not wealthy men. They will never be wealthy men. In fairness, you could probably have stopped at Americans are uneducated. We're educated about the right things, like killer feet. What's up, Anna Markey? I think I'd have a Juicy Lucy burger over a Luther. I'm not Googling that. That sounds sketch. Ex-roomie was a submariner who used to walk around the house unclothed, wrapped in a blanket like it was a trailer park Game of Thrones. They're odd, kind of creepy, still gives me the heebie-jeebies. Dude, submariners are strange creatures. I like them. I mean, I've met a few submariners, and they're strange, but I like them. My school was the complete opposite. They basically told us that America didn't actually do much except drop the nukes on Japan to scare the Soviets. Where's that school at? I want to hurt their feelings. The U.S. Navy saved Australia. That's what happened. I mean, I believe it. I don't know. I don't know what kind of Navy the Australians had at that time. When did they secede? Well, declare independence from the United Kingdom. When was that? Because that's kind of like, I consider that like the start point. In the matter of 250 years, the United States went from, hey, we're a new country, we're doing our own thing, to the most fucking powerhouse country on the planet. Got into a lot of debt to get there, but sometimes you got to. Bro, it's not like that. I don't know. I don't know the rules. There's still a U.S. ship full of bombs at the bottom of the Thames River from the Blitz. Don't look up projected casualties if they go off. I think I saw something about it. There's like 1,400 tons of explosives down there. And it's like right near London. I think I remember reading about that. Can I get a hell yeah? Also, what's my thoughts on DARPA's long shot missile? I remember looking into that one, but I can't remember everything that I read about it. I got to look into it more. I'm sorry. Hard to do when you have to teach to the state test. That's true. All they care about is test scores. And what we found is, that's what I loved about being an instructor in Fort Sill. Because they gave us POI, which is point of instruction, which is your lesson, right? They tell you what you're going to teach. You have to cover this, this, and this, right? You set your own schedule, and you're not really supposed to deviate from the schedule, but I did all the fucking time, right? And then our first sergeant and our sergeant major, because it was all ran by NCOs, they said, look, you have to go through these slides. But you know what is important for senior NCOs to know. That's what they need to know when they leave here. So, like, yeah, I would teach them the testable material, but a lot of what I would go over was just like under the oak tree counseling, just talking to them. Hey, sergeants, try this, do this. You know, you should try out this. Don't be afraid to rely on your peers. Don't be.
Would you intercept me?
Mickey the Time Lord.
I'd intercept
Timey
me.
wimey.
There is a saying, people who do not learn from history are doomed to repeat it. I think that is also true in today's world. What do you think, good sir?
I absolutely do. I 100,000%. Because for those of you who are students of World War II, and I've brought this up before, the Japanese emperor, when they started their industrial revolution and started expanding, he created his philosophy. His plan was Asia for the Asians. I don't know if you know this, but Xi Jinping released a memoir a few years ago. You know what it's called? Asia for the Asians. Holy shit. Okay. Mad Mustache Man in late 1930s annexes Austria, fucking takes Poland, well, splits it with fucking Russia, and then starts expanding out, right? Okay, that's kind of sketchy. But then angry guy who looks like a thumb in 2016 annexes Crimea, and then a couple years later, he invades Ukraine. History is just repeating itself again. All we need now is someone to touch the boats. I wonder who we're going to nuke next. Wonder who. The first rule of history as a discipline, everyone in it has an agenda, especially the ones that claim they don't. Once you realize that, it gets easy. You're not wrong. Everyone kind of wants you to look at history from their lens, and history, this is something I realized, and it kind of carried over from a military service. And for the vets in here, you can tell me if I'm wrong, okay? I can explain to you guys my experiences that I had in the military, right? I can explain them to you. I can tell you how this worked, how that, who did what and where. you will never fully comprehend it because the English language does not does not have the right words and verbiage to explain. And I'd have to talk for 30, 40 minutes just to give you like a couple of seconds of what exactly happened, what I saw, what I felt, everything. You'll never fully understand it. And history is very much the same way. And a lot of times people look at history in a vacuum, and it's not. History is like a circle. I think Buff would agree somehow. I'm Warng? Wolfram, you had a typo. I'm not letting you. I'm Warng. I am in Japan and I'm digging a hole. Diggy hole. Sorry. Yo, HLC, how's it going, man? Nail, it's going good, homie. History is why we are where we are now. Yeah. History is incredibly important. I would argue, I think history is important in every discipline in life. So check this out. If you're a welder, understanding things that happened historically in welding would probably, it wouldn't make you a worse welder. It would probably make you a better one because you'd understand safety and things like that had happened throughout history. If you're a pilot, you study things that happened throughout history, whether it's immediate or further back, because you want to make sure you land that plane safe. History is important in every single job in the world. Every single one. I'm not going to do that because this happened at this time. And you get really good at a job if you just start asking, like, why? Why is it like that? And you find out a lot of people don't know. For my friends downrange, school might be in session soon. I really wish I was with them right now. Graf Voorhees, if you can pass on a message to them, good luck and Godspeed. Right? I don't. You know what? Actually, a better message. I pray that everything goes well for them. I pray that everything ends without a single shot fired. However, if it does, those air defenders have a rare and unique opportunity to solidify their position in history. They will either be known as one of three things: the air defenders who faced overwhelming odds and came out on top, the air defenders who faced overwhelming odds and failed due to operator incompetence, or air defenders who faced overwhelming odds and didn't quit no matter what the cost was. They got this. I believe in them. Raise hell, praise Dale. Did you know that when you die, the world ends? I assume so. It really depends on your belief. I believe in a higher power. I don't really promote my religious preferences, but I absolutely believe in a higher power. Tracks that Japan signed a full surrender on board the USS Missouri. We did that on purpose. That was done on purpose. Can you imagine that? Okay. Japan back then was a warrior race. That was their whole thing, right? Death before dishonor, do not dishonor the emperor. That's just the way they were. Can you imagine how humiliating it must have been to, number one, surrender, right? Number one, you're surrendering, which is something you told your people you will never do. And number two, you're signing the paper on board a ship that was there when you picked that fight with that country. Take that and just fucking into my veins. Oh, that's so good. It's just so good. Would you mind doing a back and forth in your future video between the UK and Trump about what he thinks about his comments that Obama can't negotiate with Iran and wants war? I'm not familiar with those comments. I wouldn't be opposed to it. The Iowa class came after Pearl Harbor. True. But the Mighty Mo, let me double check. It might have been updated to an Iowa class, but the Mo was there. Am I high again? The Mo was there. It was the Mo, the Utah, the Arizona, the Nevada, Hold on, let me double check. I might be wrong here. I could have swore that the Mo was there. Like, it is there now. I know that. Did I fucking this up? Did I fuck this up? I might have. Hold on. I stand corrected. It was not built until 1944. Well, whatever. It's still a fucking battleship. Whatever. Don't care. I fucked up. Mo was under construction. Yep. That's on me. I take full and sole responsibility for my actions. This is why you should ask me about nothing but missiles. 2 days ago was the 25th anniversary of Dale Earnhardt's final crash. Can I get a raise hail? Sorry. Raise hail, praise Dale. I saw that. It was they did a tribute at the Indy 500 to him, which is impressive. Greg Abbott says corrected. What? See, so wrong, you're wrong. Well, look, you have Google at your fingertips. I mean, I do too, but I'm trying to perform here. Fuck you. So the Iranians lost an F4 plus brigadier general. I saw that they had a crash. I didn't see all the details of it. I really need to look into that. Utah, Arizona, Nevada, Tennessee, Oklahoma, California, Maryland, and West Virginia. There we go. Thank you. Hey, I knew some of them. Utah, Arizona, Nevada, and then I said Oklahoma. Didn't I? Yeah, I said 4 out of them. California, I didn't know was there. Maryland, I don't remember ever seeing there. West Virginia and Tennessee. And a functioning brain. You need one of those? I don't need one of those. 1901 was Federation. 1905, when Japan beat Russia, we realized the USA would be better allied than Britain and invited to the White Fleet to visit. Are we talking about Japan? That's disgusting, Knox. You shit your pants. That's rough. I got to kick on this fan. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. They just won't stop talking. Keep up the grind. You got a long way to go before you leave the retirement bod, but you're on the right path. Praise Dale and eating them at night. I'm much appreciated. This is the thing. I'm about to, if someone super chats 99 cents, I will unmoderate Wolfram. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to do it for free. Hold on. Let me get to my settings here real quick. Oh my gosh. Fun fact, West Virginia got the last battleship kill in history, the Surrogato Strait Sniper. I mean, you might be right, because I'm batting 1,000 right now with wrong answers when it comes to battleships. I guess you're right, though. It wouldn't be a battleship, because weren't a couple of them sunk during the Korean War by the Texas? But I think those were those frigates? There's a couple of Korean ships sunk. I love how the world's deadliest sub named for the state I live in, the Ohio. Yeah. I think that's accurate, though. I mean, think about it. If you could package Ohio and throw it at somebody, it'd be as devastating as a nuclear weapon. That's my personal opinion. We need a Florida class. Cher's shenanigans on the Mighty Mo for her music video are why the military has certain filming policies now. I didn't know Cher had shenanigans on there. Is my brain broken? My brain might be broken. You can't tell me what to do. No, I know, but not a USS Florida, a Florida class. Like, we have a Virginia class. We have an Ohio class. Seawolf was just a spinoff for some reason. Los Angeles class. There's really no naming convention for our classes of submarines. Because LA is a city. Virginia's a state. Ohio's a state. Seawolf is, I don't know, a fucking made-up creature. Is a seawolf a thing? Is that a fish? Yeah, I'm tracking why they canceled the Seawolf. It was too expensive, so they went with was it the Los Angeles class? They went with another one that was supposedly equal to the Seawolf, but it had more commercial off-the-shelf parts. That's why we only have 3 Seawolves, I think. We need a New Jersey class sub. Hey, get the fuck out of here. I know there's a USS New Jersey. NASCAR's been dead since Dale Sr.'s death. Now follow IMSA. No regrets, no regrets. Rolex 24 is greater than the Daytona 500. Maybe. I haven't watched racing in years. Seawolf is a fish? Okay. Fanboat. Some of the Pearl battleships were refloated. Yes, I'm tracking the Nevada was. I don't think the Oklahoma was. I think the Oklahoma's still down there. Sent back to the States, modernized, and then sent back into the war. However, they were very slow. Florida class dreadnought. I'm floating here for the Jersey class. Sean Ryan equals Rogue. What? NASCAR's not dead. Cletus is bringing it back. I've gotten into some weird NASCAR reels lately. Apparently, people had a lot of problems with Danica Patrick. And from the clips, she played a lot of bumper cars out there. I never really watched her race. But, it's not unheard of for a racer to bumper cars. Looking at you, what's his name? Drove the Home Depot car. Fuck. The hell was his name? They're right, HLC, IMSA, Rolex. 24 hours at Daytona, way better than NASCAR. Might have to check it out. Oklahoma was refloated, but sunk under tow to the mainland 500 miles from Pearl. Okay. Utah, Arizona. The Utah's still at Pearl? I wasn't tracking that. I knew the Arizona was, and I thought the Oklahoma was. Might have been Tony Stewart. Yeah. Tony Stewart, man, he was caused some trouble. Basing U.S. subs in Perth. Going to give you reason to say your favorite Aussie city. The most remote capital city in the world. It's the Perth. I would buy a purse on purpose while in Perth. Just so I could be like, I bought a Perth in Perth. It would be just so good. It's so good. Sea wolves are wolves in the Pacific Northwest that dive into the ocean and hunt sea
Would you
life.
intercept me?
That's a real thing?
I'd intercept me.
Ooh.
Oh, quick thing
Mickey,
before
thank
I
you.
forget. Both my aunt and uncle's 30 years retired as Army. Invited me to my first ever Jacksonville Jaguars game. Lifelong fan. But we was able to go to the Navy base in Jacksonville. And saw a lot of planes in outdoor memorial.
Planes, you say? Look, we were supposed to do another Habitually Fat 2 or 3 Habitually Fat episodes, but when El Paso Airport closed down the morning that they were flying out here, but I get it, you Aussies probably call it Perth. Oh, all right, mate, you just got to go on over to Perth. I imagine that's how Aussie would, or probably call you a C word afterwards. But, Perth. Yo, y'all got to rename that city. Sorry, just got to do it. I do fuck with some outdoor memorials, though. Oh, my God. We were going to do the War Eagles Museum. They were super excited to have us. King of the Hammers and Dakar Rally. I like rally. Rally, dude, I've never been to a rally race. I've never been. I've seen them on TV. But I feel like out of all racing fans, rally racing fans are the most diehard. Because, like, they're on these hairpin corners, and they have, like, a little rope with some flags on it. And then, like, a car will come around the corner and lose control and just start rolling, and they all dive out of the way, and they're like, that was cool. Let's wait for the next one. And, like, dude, oh, man. Rally car fans are fucking built different, okay? Can you imagine if a NASCAR flew into the stands? Now, there'd probably be some people who are drunk enough to be like, oh, that was fucking rad, bro. All right, anyways, let's go, Junior. Like, they're probably... Seawolf, a fish that looks like someone put the wrong head on the wrong body. You know what I found out recently that kind of ruined my ever wanting to go to the beach? Did you know that parrotfish, at least some species, they eat coral? Now, most people know that. I'm tracking. But they also poop sand. Those white sandy beaches apparently are like 70% parrotfish poo. Came from running like a... ever think of visiting Fort Dix military base? I'm everything is on the table. Right now, we're waiting on... I need you guys to bully Nick. That's what you need to do. Every time Nick posts a new video, go to his comment section and say, when are we getting the next Habitually Fat? When are we getting the next Habitually Fat? Because I want you to bully him. Because I'm tired of bullying him myself. Keep up the good work. I spent 92 days in the hospital, and your humor helped ease the stay. Have a beer on me. Frosty Simon? Hey, I'm glad you're okay. After 92 days in the hospital, congratulations on getting out, man. And I'm glad that my videos could help you out. I really do. I really appreciate that, man. Oh, is Mirandy in here? Mirandy? Wait. Mirandy? I don't know who Mirandy is. Sorry. Eventually get the U.S. Air Force Museum? I don't know. I don't know. And I would love to get the U.S. Air Force Museum because it's like somewhere I've always wanted to go. But that dude who works there is a fucking douche canoe. Piff? Like Penriff? Or the Riff? Piff? Melbourne? Radelinate. You did that on purpose. That's what you did. You put a big word in there, and you know I can't read, and I don't even know what that is. I don't suggest Dix in a tent in January. Oh, no. Fort Dix is cold as shit. Isn't that, where's Dix at? I know it's northern. Is that Wisconsin? Or is that New York? The 40s are here. Yeah, we DoorDashed 40s. That was a real thing that happened. Isle of Man. Yeah, that is... I would like to see that, but I probably wouldn't enjoy it. It's like one of those things that, like, when you see it in person, it's less enjoyable because you're literally just... You're chilling and just... And they're gone. Just... You're like, cool. I have no idea what they do anymore. Like, that's it. I saw them. Oh, it's in Jersey. Okay. I didn't know it was in Jersey. Limhit, Rohad, Root. What? What is going on? You need to visit the USS Alabama, park to see the battleships, also the aircraft, including the B-52. So I have been reached out to when it comes to like ships. There's a guy on the Mighty Mo, the Pearl Harbor Aviation Museum, and I got to reach out to there's a sub out there, the Bowfin, USS Bowfin. I got to reach out to them. There's a couple other places. I want to go to the Arizona, and that's going to be a hard one, right? Because, like, I know our jobs on the USS or on Habitually Fat are to just make jokes. Like, that's what we do. We just kind of make jokes. Homie, if I was standing on the platform above the USS Arizona and I heard someone make a joke, I'm caving their fucking teeth in. So I don't know if I can make jokes there. Right? Like, I get it. Like, we ask questions, we prompt interaction. Like, that's our job on that. And plus, I just honestly, like, Habitually Fat, don't get me wrong, I love making all my videos. I love making all the different things I do, but Habitually Fat I love that one probably the most because I get to learn new shit with every episode. It's just so much fun. I love experiences. I'm not a big like bar guy, and like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love good food, as you can tell. But I love going to see new pieces of history, learning new things, hearing about new things. I love it so much. I just got to get Nick on board. Damn right, don't joke about the Arizona. Exactly. And you know what's crazy? And I've never been to the Arizona, but from what I hear, Japanese people love going to Pearl Harbor to check out the tourist destinations. Are they like checking out their handiwork? Like, although, to be fair, I would very much like to go to Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So that's, and I for the same reason you think I want to go there, okay? I've suggested that to him 1,000 times. I know, right now I have a couple of them waiting in the wings. We also just got an invite out to, what the fuck is it? Paris Island. Apparently they have a couple of museums on Paris Island, and they gave us an invite out there. Well, they reached out to Nick specifically, and I'm like, cool, say when. And then he never texts me back. With a Geiger counter. He wants to see I do want to see the shadows. Like, I mean, who wouldn't? Like, that's just something you go see. I'm super jealous because my older brother, when he was in the Navy, apparently, and I didn't know this, the island of Iwo Jima is now all military. Like, it's off limits to civilians. Only military can go there. A lot of it's historical site, but some of it is still used for training, and he got permission to go out there. So he has pictures of himself. He took his bicycle out there. He rides like mountain bike and shit. And he took pictures of himself like on the black sandy beaches. And I will never get invited to go out there. I've come to terms with that. And I'm super fucking jealous. Because you have to, like, the Japanese government has to say you are okay to go out there. And then you have to figure out a way to get out there. Oh, yeah, the Museum of the United States Air Force. Yeah, that guy out there, the public affairs guy's being a dick. I've talked to him a couple times. Roland Strike Package Alpha Authenticate Romeo Hotel. I'm Mexican, craving Bob's Mexican jokes. Also, Lone Star Le Mans in September.
Oh, you want some Mexican jokes? Well, I'll have you guys know that I was prepared for this moment. You guys want to see a foolproof way to pick up Latinas? Saw that today. And that's the end of my joke.
I'm sorry. Drink it, whatever that is, made me thirsty. I'm just eating the ice cubes in the bottom now. I'm not stoned right now. I mean, I will be later, but... The National Boy Scout Museum in Cimarron, New Mexico, at the Philmont Scout Ranch. I didn't even know there was a National Boy Scout Museum. And I'm not being a smartass, but like, pinking what's there? Like, I know the Boy Scouts have been around for a long time. They've done a lot of things. Like, even the military recognizes Boy Scouts. I don't know if you guys know that, at least in the Army. If you're an Eagle Scout and you enlist in the Army, you start as an E3. I don't know if you guys know that. If you have a college degree, you start as an E4. But yeah. Edibles or flower? Oh, edibles. I eat it. Do I look like I smoke? I eat, of course. Somehow I lost a huge bag of chips. Ate it all. Me too. I am a gummy guy. And some have done some Boy Scouts. Edibles are easier on the lungs, yeah. For me, edibles, I know how much I've taken. I tried when I first got out. I did get myself a little smoky smoke. I went way too far. So my neighbor, he owns several weed shops. Very successful. Nice guy. And I was out in my backyard with the dogs, and he was out in his backyard, and our dogs like to fight with each other. So he and I come face to face pretty regularly and next to my fence. And I was like, yeah, I'm thinking about going to get, maybe something to smoke to like celebrate being done in the military. And he's like, oh, here you go. And like had one in his pocket, still in the package, like a little tube thing, like the M&M minis. I was like, oh, thanks, man. I went inside and I set everything down and told the missus, I was like, I'm going to do this tonight. Hell yeah. She's like, okay. I took 4 rips off of that thing. It tasted really gross. I was like, oh, this isn't my thing. I put it out. I walked inside. By the time I got inside, my kitchen looked backwards. Okay. It was way too far. Okay. I remember sitting on the couch watching TV, and it took every ounce of my strength just to move my head and like try and look at the TV a little bit better. And then like I was too far gone. I couldn't focus on anything. My brain was just racing through different thoughts. Like it was, I couldn't articulate and say the things that I was thinking because they were happening so fast. And I was like, you know what the fastest way off of this ship is? To go to sleep. So I told the missus, I was like, I'm going to bed. I need to go to bed right now. I'm too far gone. I woke up the next morning. We had to go to the store for something. Went to the store. I drove because my wife is a passenger princess, because all wives do. I don't know if you know this, gentlemen. If you get married, your wife magically forgets how to drive a vehicle. I don't know if you know that, because you will just do it forever. Okay? And so I drove there. And then I got out of the car and I said, you got to drive. She's like, why? And I was like, I'm still stoned. I'm not okay. So, yeah. Yes, dear.
You did not drive.
What's that?
You did not drive.
That the first leg I did.
No, I did not get to be a passenger princess that day. I remember because I had to drive because you were still high in the morning. You did not drive.
She's watching and coming in. Would you like to come and tell them?
No.
Oh, here. You want the mic?
No. I'm just saying, don't lie to them. You did not drive. You were still high in the morning.
I remember driving.
In your head, maybe. You had a little fake steering wheel. You thought, I don't know what you were doing, but you did not drive. I remember because I am a passenger princess. You forced me to drive.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry, dear.
You should be.
I'm sorry I forced you to drive.
You should be.
She had to come in here and yell at me. Have I had any short order deployments? How was your troops' reactions? Been a weird week, stuck on profile, and pissed can't be with my airmen. So I haven't had short order deployments. I've transferred to units that did, and it was late enough in the deployment they came back. Here's the thing. What you can do, the best thing you can do, is to get yourself as ready as you possibly can, and either A, join up with them, or B, when they come back, be an asset. That's all it is. Just be an asset to the team. Be like, hey man, if you got to stay late for something, be like, hey, you guys weren't here. I got this. You guys go. I got this. Put yourself out there a little bit more. That's all you got to do. And that makes them realize that you are part of the team and you did want to be there with them. Because I've probably met several hundred people in my military career that they say they want to be there, but then when we come back, they're lazy. And I'm not saying you are. That's how you get to be an asset to the team. Iran putting all 4 F-14s on alert status. You want war? We'll give you war. The U.S. amassing the most assets at Desert Storm. You sure about that? It really is the way it is. We have a larger Air Force than Iran, 2 times over, parked off of their coast. That's... before anyone's and I'm sure some people have their biases about anti-ship missiles, and nothing is invincible, right? I want everyone to understand that you throw enough punishment at anything, something is going to get through, and something is going to hit eventually, right? It's the reality of war. But I wonder how some of these dictators feel when they beat their chest on social media or in front of their paid state media, and then the U.S. just pulls up with several times their military might. I love it. She doesn't do anything else besides she fact checks. As usual, I'm getting shadow banned in this chat. Who cares? What do you mean? What are you getting shadow banned for? Shadow ban usually means that you're banned, but you don't know it. No one else knows it. I would know. Ban that guy. I'm just kidding. Oh, God. Mrs. HLC isn't a Jody. No, she is not. No, that woman is honestly, both of us are very happy we found each other. Not for all the stuff you normally oh, I love them so much. They're so this. And don't get me wrong. I found my wife drop dead gorgeous. Right. However, neither one of us want to go back out there. For those of you who are single, it's awful out there. You've seen what's out there. I have friends who are still single and they go out there and they talk to people or they're on dating apps and shit. It looks terrible out there. I don't want to go. I told my wife, I was like, you better just kill me. You're fucking stuck with me. I ain't going back out there. Hell no. It's terrifying out there. 2 times over is being generous. 1 carrier group is twice the air power and there's 3 groups in the area now, plus the rest of CENTCOM. That's fair. Yeah, no, 2 times. Yeah, because last I read, you can put 75 aircraft on an aircraft carrier, or in and on. I don't know how they stack them in there. That's a lot of aircraft for a single ship. Like that seems like that's too much. But that's what the internet says. That's what I read on the internet. I've never stepped foot on an aircraft carrier. I've been on an Arleigh Burke. That was kind of cool. I touched a boat once. Oh, the first video you watched of mine was me and her going to get the Dubai chocolate? Oh, hell yeah. Dude, we love experiences. Can we get Buff's take on the Rusty Dagger?
Listen, Russia's mom, sometimes she wants us to get a little creative. Montana musket loader, a rusty dagger, all sorts of stuff.
Buff, I don't think that's what they're talking about.
Oh. What the fuck is a rusty dagger?
It's a missile.
Yeah, I know. Mine. It's always up.
No, that's not what I'm getting at, Buff.
Listen. Don't you fuck up this Cialis for me, okay?
I don't know what you were getting at, but I hope that met the intent. Mrs. HLC needs to do an Aussie accent for the E7 Wedgetail when you guys finally upgrade the E3 for Aussies flying the AWACS for you. Mrs. Linecrosser, if you're watching this, can you do an Aussie accent? I don't know. Nice cartoon / videos. Thank you so much. ADHD. Done fun? I had to spell that out. It's the dyslexia, I think. Years ago, when I was a teenager, I had a shirt. I wore this shirt for probably about 6 months before I realized it. It had a guy with his fist in the air, and I think there was a whiteboard or something, or black or chalkboard behind him, and I thought it said "Dyslexics Unite." I seriously thought that's what it said because I just glanced at it. I was like, "Oh, cool, Dyslexics Unite. That's a funny shirt. I'll wear that." It said Dyslexics Untie, and I wore that shirt for several months. It was making fun of dyslexic people. And I had not realized that. Yeah. A U.S. aircraft carrier can hold up to 90 F-18s? Dude, that's insane. I get distracted before I get to the end. Yeah. Fucking wild, man. 35 years married. Damn, congratulations. And you know what? What's your advice for young people? I mean, I have my own advice on marriage, but what's your advice? DK gas station on Millennium and Morris, Albuquerque has $9.99 Dubai chocolate bars, cheapest I've seen. I mean, honestly, was it good? Yeah, it was. I mean, it was chocolate and pistachio and whatever that crunchy shit in there is. But I don't know if I would ever go that far out of my way to get them again. Love Grandpa Buff.
Oh, that's right. I love you too, D. Braun. You're looking to get a little buffed up.
Buff, you know I'm married, right?
Yeah, no, but I'm not. Fucking you two stole my goddamn woman. Fucking Eustace.
Last month, I sent a list of museums to your email. If you can get to Fat Electrician to go to Maryland, I volunteered to come out and drive. My guy doesn't drive, so when we see Family Plus, I know where the good food is. It's him. I'm willing to go anywhere. I want to learn about everything and anything. I want to travel and experience the world and share it with you guys. That is the most rewarding thing. Don't get me wrong, I get to do a lot of really cool and rewarding things, but I love going to museums so much. Nick is just stupid busy. He'll give me a 2-day span and we got to just cram in as many episodes as we can, and then he dips out and I dip out, and then a couple months later I'm like, dude, we're running low on episodes. We need to do this. Mrs. HLC sounded more Aussie than your best accent on the Dubai chocolate trip. That's right, when she had food in her mouth. So Mrs. Linecrosser sounds Australian with food in her mouth. Thank you, I think. As a Montanan, I wish to know more about this Montana musket loader.
It's, you might want to go to the Urban Dictionary, because if I tell you what it is, I'll get banned.
Oh my gosh. More episodes. I know. Go to the Nuclear Museum in New Mexico. We reached out to them. They never answered. Same thing with the Titan missile silo in Arizona. Reached out to them. No answer. The Carson City National Railroad Museum, they said no. The United States Air Force Museum in Dayton, Ohio, they said no. Guys, I ain't just sitting on my thumb. Trust me. We're trying to make things happen. White Sands Missile Range, there's a guy out there who seems to think he runs this place. I tried being nice. I tried being cool. Looks like I'm not going to be cool anymore. I mean, he's going to let us go out there. He just doesn't know it yet. Again, we make cardboard cut off of Nick and take it in his place. I'm about at that point. I might do it. HLC is a Jeff Dunham. I appreciate the sentiment, but I can't shake a stick at that man. Jeff Dunham is incredibly talented. He's hilarious. He's talented. He's from what I understand about the guy, he's a good dude, right? Like even his divorce went over without a hitch. Like I don't know why they got divorced, but no one really knows. And he's respectful towards his ex-wife and she's respectful towards him. So I honestly, Jeff Dunham seems like an all around good dude. There's some people like celebrities. I'm not one, right? I'm just fucking a retard on the internet who argues with myself. But there's some celebrities out there that you just feel like if you met them, they'd be super cool. Jeff Dunham seems like one of those. I feel like The Rock, maybe. John Cena for sure, as long as you're not an asshole. I've seen that video where that guy was an asshole to John Cena and he was like begging him to just, can you please leave me alone? Can you please let me go about my day? Like John Cena seems like a really cool dude. I would love to meet all three of the guys from, Top Gear and the Grand Tour. I bet me and Jeremy Clarkson will get along. I don't know if I'd have too much to get along with James May. And Richard Hammond seems like a good time. Yes, I saw Richard Hammond's daughter. She got into a car wreck. Apple didn't fall very far. She's fine. She's perfectly fine. So I have to make the joke. Jeff had a special called Arguing with Myself. Yeah, I saw it. I like to send you a case of Dubai chocolates. I mean, Aaron, I have a P.O. box, but I don't know if they'll make it. You might want to do it soon before it gets too hot, man. I went over to the P.O. box and, you know what? I'll give you guys a little teaser here. I don't know if Kraft is still in here. I see Kraft. Wait, White Sands? I have people there. Who's the POC? It's the public affairs guy. He wants me. So his exact words were, I would love to have you here, but we need a production agreement, which he has to pass up to Big Army. And I said, hey, I know Big Army. And he's like, no, it has to be from DOW. And I'm like, DOW can literally call my guys at the Army and be like, hey, is this guy cool? And they'll be like, yeah, they're fine. So he tried doing that. And then the day of, I was in a group email with all of them. And he kind of like did some shitty shit, which I don't like. If you got a problem or if there's something wrong, bring it up. So I was in a group email with head of Army Public Affairs, the commanding general of White Sands, and him and me, and then Eli Doubletap to put us all in contact. And they were like, hey, looking forward to having you come out. And then like the day that El Paso got closed, I was like, hey, we're not going to be able to make it. We'll reschedule and I'll let you guys know at my earliest convenience. And the woman, Jen, she is phenomenal, right? I love Jen. I can't wait for you guys to meet her and see her on Habitually Fat. She, incredibly smart, works at the museum out there. She's very excited to work with us. She watches my videos. She watches Nick's videos. Like, she's great people. And he went over to her and told her, you don't have permission to talk to them on camera. Like, the commanding general of the installation isn't aware of what the fuck I'm doing. So that irritated me. That kind of got under my skin. So we're rescheduling, but I'm getting there. But I wanted to show you guys this. And Kraft is still in here. Hold on. Kraft got me this Rudius. It was in the P.O. box. You guys will see this on my mail call, but I wanted to read this to you. And Kraft, since you're in here, are you the thing that's on the written on the plaque itself? Did you write that? Like that's beautiful, man. And this, I don't know what this is from. I've heard this. I feel like I've heard this before, but I don't know where it's from. So correct me if I'm wrong for those of you who are English teachers or majors. So the significance of this is a Rudius. I thought it was a Gladius. I didn't know the right word, but this symbolizes severing your ties as a slave in the gladiator days. And for me, it was symbolic of the end of my military career. And so on this, it has. So the chair does exist. Oh my God, you guys in the chair. Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishment the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. I fucking love this. Like the whole thing is just amazing. Like it's absolutely amazing. I feel like this is a quote, but the one he wrote on the actual fuck it, we'll read that one too. Is that Invictus by William Ernest Henley? Phenomenal work. But I'm gonna grab the actual. And I think he wrote this, and I was so profoundly affected. This is what he made. He poured it. Sorry, this one I got to tighten, but it's also got lights in it. I think it's amazing. It's amazing. But the poem is called Invictus. I'm not the author. So this one, I don't think I've ever heard this one before. I feel like you wrote this one. Let me see. It's kind of hard to read in this light. After 16 long years of blood and sand, where you have faced death's edge countless times and emerged unbroken, the pat site now echoes with the blast, echoes not with the blasts of missiles, but with the thunderous roar of the crowd. They chant your name, demanding the honor you have earned through, it's hard to read in this, through valor unmatched and the wounds uncounted. I stand before you now and raise the Rudius, the wooden sword that severs the links of service. No longer bound to the whims of senior NCOs or officers, you walk from this day as an honored veteran among Americans. Go forth with the palm of victory in one hand and this Rudius in the other. Let it remind you that, and all who see it, that honor and glory can be had by any that heed the call to serve. I thought this was absolutely, I was floored. It was a significant emotional event for me, okay? It absolutely was. You outdid yourself. Oh, Mrs. HLC. Yep, sideways chair. She's all about the chair. Chair. We're a little over time, but I got to get caught up here. Let me see. If the kid intercepts an Iranian F-14, can we get an angry F-14 shouting, finally, about damn time, freedom? I like it. That's actually a really good idea. You have the museum at Naval Air Station, Pensacola. I didn't know there was a museum there. My guy doesn't drive in Maryland because he hated the traffic and drivers didn't let him drive first day because he knew he'd lose his mind. I can't do traffic myself. When I'm in big cities, I absolutely use Ubers and shit. Norfolk Naval Base is a cool option. Has the USS Wisconsin and Langley Air Force Base next to it. You definitely love it. I'm down. I got to reach out to them, see if they're willing to play ball. Dude, for some reason, museums, regular museums, are perfectly fine. They answer quickly. Everything's good. Military bases always have additional rules. It's stupid. I can't stand it. As a native Montana, this is not a thing. Do not search this thing. How does this become a thing? I just took 1d20 physical damage. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. Oh, Raldrick, worth every fucking penny. Oh, my God. Oh, do a Google sheet of where you've been suggested, and yes, no, and maybe suggestion box somewhere somehow, habitual border crossers. Go international, crack jokes that Nick doesn't travel. I do want to go international. I absolutely want to go international. It's high on my list. That's an original, and yes, you wrote it. Craft. I'm honored, man. Like, dead serious. It looks amazing. The thing turned out phenomenal. I'm so incredibly impressed. And it's a little bittersweet because like for me mentally, my military career wasn't over until like I had that in my hand. I wanted my certificate. My certificate's out there. It's hung up. I have it. And I wanted that, what I thought was a Gladius, which is actually a Rudius. I wanted it in my hand. And it wasn't like my time wasn't done until I had that in my hand. It was important to me, which is strange because literally no PCS award in the Army has ever been important to me. So it was a significant emotional event, realizing like that was it. That was the end. And I mean, on to hopefully bigger and better things. And I thank you all for being here. So what we are going to do is we're going to go ahead and close us on out. So thank you all so much for being here on this another wonderful Friday stream. We went a little over time, not a big deal. If you'd like to support the channel, please go to habituallinecrosser.com, get yourself some merch. We have a lot of shirts, Thrive Under Chaos, Grandpa Buff shirts, patches, stickers, all sorts of stuff. But the cheapest and easiest way to support the channel is just watch my videos. And that's all I will ever ask you guys, is just watch my videos. I hope I put a smile on your face. Take care of one another. Don't do the enemy any fucking favors. See you guys next time. Thank you so much, NL Jackson. I think I said that right.